This is CNN Breaking News.
A key U.S. ally vowing revenge for a shocking atrocity, a display of savagery that's even extreme for ISIS. The terror group has released images showing a captured Jordanian pilot being burned alive in a cage. The word came while Jordan's King Abdullah was visiting here in Washington. He'll make an urgent stop over at the White House shortly before cutting short his trip to return back to Jordan. His government and his military say Jordan will soon show proof of its power. Very tough talk also from the United States, which says it will stand with Jordan until the barbaric enemy ISIS is defeated. The Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman, Senator Richard Burr, is standing by along with our correspondents and analysts. But let's get the very latest. Brian Todd is joining us. Brian?
Wolf, there is shock, anger, outrage on the streets of Amman, Jordan tonight, and with that, pressure on Jordan's king to respond. He's a key American ally in the Middle East. The question is, how will he strike back against ISIS? Outside King Abdullah's palace, an angry crowd calls for revenge for the grotesque killing by ISIS of Jordanian pilot Muath al-Qasasbah. Shock and anger after video showed the pilot was burned alive. The king says he too is angry, and in a message he recorded in Washington, he made this vow.
In these difficult moments, it is the duty of the sons and daughters of Jordan to stand together and show the mettle of the Jordanian people in unity, determination, and resolve.
Jordan's top military spokesman takes it even further.
His blood will not be wasted, and the punishment of those who assassinated Muath will be a revenge in the same level of the Jordanian tragedy.
Analysts say Jordanians will be counting on their king, a top U.S. ally, considered a descendant of the Prophet Muhammad, to respond forcefully in a public way.
The king is under enormous pressure. I mean, this is something he's going to feel personally and emotionally.
How will he respond? A Jordanian official tells CNN their resolve and commitment to the fight against ISIS will not change. As for its options, Jordan could step up its involvement in the military coalition against ISIS, could increase its already impressive intelligence network inside Iraq and Syria. But Jordan also holds at least a few prisoners from ISIS and its predecessor, al-Qaeda in Iraq.
They could, in fact, step up the executions and the others that they have arrested or found, or people who supported the Islamic State, and speed up those trials.
The Jordanian official we spoke with could not confirm or deny reports that Jordan, as revenge for the pilot's murder, will soon execute Sajida al-Rishawi, the failed suicide bomber who attacked a wedding party in Jordan nearly a decade ago. Al-Rishawi had been on death row for those attacks, and recently ISIS had threatened to kill the pilot if Jordan didn't release her. One analyst says the optics of executing al-Rishawi might not look good for King Abdullah.
There will be pressure on King Abdullah to do more, but that more has to be on the battlefield, has to taking the fight to ISIS on the battlefield. They're fighters, they're leaders, that sort of thing. You don't want to get into this tit for tat over hostages and prisoners and executing that sort of thing, because that really lowers you to their standards.
Now, while we watch how Jordan will respond to all of this, we're also looking for answers from the horrific ISIS video of the pilot's death. Why did they choose to burn the pilot when they beheaded other hostages? Intelligence officials in Amman and Washington will be poring over other clues from this video. In the video, the pilot is seen being interrogated in a dark room. He's seen walking alone through debris. Eventually, the video cuts to him in a cage. His orange hostage suit is doused in some kind of accelerant. A masked executioner is seen holding what looks to be a torch, and then it's lit, and then a trail of powder into the cage is ignited. Wolf, it is a horrific indeed.
It certainly is, but the video does show the pilot. He appears to be calm and brave, right?
He certainly does, Wolf. He raises his hands at one point, possibly to pray, possibly to avoid the flames. He then lowers his head, and his body is engulfed in fire, but he does appear, at least in some parts of the video, to be relatively calm. An awful, awful scene.
It is indeed. All right, Brian, thank you.